Evil Dead Hail to the King is a pretty crappy survival horror game. It is an Evil Dead game, so that right there gives it some cool points, but it's just not fun to play. The game takes place a few years after Army of Darkness. If you remember Army of Darkness, Ash basically led a fight against this army of skeletons, and then he was sent back to his own time. He got this job at some kind of store. He met this pretty little girlfriend, but he's been having nightmares, and this is where the story continues in this game. Ash is having these nightmares, and his girlfriend's like, hey, why don't we go back to that cabin where this all started, and maybe face some of your fears? And obviously, they went back to this cabin where this unspeakable evil lies. It's like if an alligator bit your arm off in the lake, and you go back swimming in that lake to face your fears. Except it's a lot worse, because demons are a lot worse than an alligator. It's not the smartest move on Ash's part, but I guess there wouldn't be a game if they didn't do this.
Groovy.
So they're back in the cabin, and surprise, surprise, the demons attack him again. They steal his girlfriend, and he has to find out what's going on and try to save her. One thing this game has going for it is it's kind of tongue-in-cheek and has dark humor. It's a lot like the movies in that regard. So the plot and the general atmosphere of the game are both pretty good. I mean, really, if the game had better gameplay, better camera, and better controls, this could easily be a pretty good game. But unfortunately, all three of those things are lacking. The camera just plain out sucks. Every other step you take, the camera jumps to a different angle, and it's hard to tell where you are. It's just confusing and hard to tell which way you were going, which way you're supposed to go. The camera just generally messes up your navigation. The combat and the general controls in this game are also really stiff. You equip different weapons, like you have your chainsaw, for which you need a bunch of fuel, or else the chainsaw won't power up, and you'll just wield it like a regular sword. You can use an axe, you can use a gun, things of that nature, just general things to kill enemies with. But unfortunately, for the things that do good damage, you always need fuel or ammunition. But really, even the most powerful weapons don't do enough damage. You have to hit the average enemy a whole bunch of times before it dies, and sometimes enemies just straight up don't die. Like in the beginning portion of this game, the second you come out of the little house shack, there's this ghost demon sort of thing, and I swear I must have fought it for like 4 minutes straight. I must have hit it like 50 times, and I feel like I didn't hurt it at all. I feel like I was punching a metal wall with my face. It was only later, after watching my gameplay, that I realized that I did kill the enemy. It's just that the enemies respawn in the same exact place, sometimes seconds after you kill them. Sometimes you don't even have enough time to pick up the health kits that the first enemy dropped before a second enemy respawns in the same exact place. A lot of times after you kill an enemy, they drop these health things that raise your health. These things drop a lot, but you need them a lot because you're gonna get hit a lot by every single enemy you come into contact with. The fighting mechanics in this game are very stiff. You're basically standing in front of the enemy and just aimlessly swinging at it with one or two weapons, and the enemy's doing the same exact thing, so you're going to get hit by every enemy you fight. This completely ruins the survival horror aspect of this game. You're not really surviving, you're not avoiding enemies and their attacks. This game is all about lucking out and having the health kits that you pick up heal more than what the enemies hit you for. You can press back to kind of jump backwards, but this doesn't really work. It seems like most of the time, whenever you jump out of the way of an enemy attack as the enemy is hitting you, you just kind of fall back and the enemy still hits you. You can also run around in this game, but just like the combat and the general movement, the running is really cumbersome and just doesn't feel fluid at all. It's very robotic. The game is tongue-in-cheek and it has that Evil Dead feel, so in that regard it's a good game. I mean, Ash can even taunt the enemies with the triangle button. Those parts of the game are cool. I mean, even the graphics, I would say, are pretty good. The atmosphere is very fitting with the Evil Dead movies, and the graphics are right up there with Resident Evil. There's even blood in the game, if that's the sort of thing you're into. This is a game with a cool atmosphere and very lackluster gameplay, and that's why Evil Dead Hail to the King for the PS1 gets an official stanburdman rating of a 5 out of 10. At the end of the day, this game is not groovy. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, my friends.